Hi everyone, I'm Sarah and welcome back to my crochet channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet the witch's skirt washcloth. I think it looks just like what a witch's skirt would look like. But remember this is Halloween colors. You can make it in any colors that you want to. It's a nice little 8 by 8 inch dishcloth or washcloth. It's made out of cotton, so you can use it in the kitchen, in the bathroom, wash your face, wash your hands, or wash your dishes. It's a great little washcloth that whips up super quick. It's even a great yarn stash user upper, if that's a word. Now you can find this complete crochet pattern with pictures and notes on my blog. And as always, I'll put that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. The sample here I stitched up using Premier Home cotton yarns. It's kind of a mottled color. Let's see, it's called Violet Splash. And I used the black and the orange that's mottled for this one. But I'm not going to use those colors for our demonstration today. For today's demonstration, I'm going to use this violet, I love this cotton, this lime green, and this bright orange, and these two are peaches and cream or sugar and cream. I don't have the labels anymore, but they're all 100% cotton, so they'll work just fine together. And I'm going to do the pattern just a little bit different, starting with the green in the middle, then going to the lavender and ending with orange instead of the way I did this one, just to show you can mess around with the colors and have a little fun. You don't have to use 3 colors. You can use 1 color, 2 colors, 10 colors, whatever colors you want. You can change it every row. Just get in your cotton yarn stash and use up those cottons. And again, these cottons are medium weight number 4 cottons, and these are as well. Now we're going to be stitching with our H hook today. It's a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, and then you need a needle just for weaving in those ends. I'm going to begin with my lime green yarn. I'll start with a slip knot and chain 5. I am going to join the chain 5 into a circle, so I'll take the tail of my yarn and put it over my hook and pull that through that loop. Now we'll snug that down and tie that stay knot that will hold my loop. If you prefer to do the magic circle, you certainly can. We'll go in, pull up a loop, and chain 3. This chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet, and we're going to stitch 9 more double crochets in this chain 5 loop. Yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and go through the second 2 loops. All right, I think I've got 10 here, but let's count just to be safe. Our chain 3 counts as 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to join to our chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. Now, before we go any farther, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. I'm going to gently pull on that beginning chain, or that beginning tail of yarn, and then I'll go ahead and just weave this in. You can do it later if you want to. I just want to go ahead and get it over with, and I want to make sure I get it nice and secure because I have a feeling this is going to go through the laundry quite a few times. Alrighty. Just back and forth, going through those stitches until it is secure. Alright, so for row 1 or round 1, we have 10 double crochets. We join to our chain 3 and chain 3. Let's do round 2. Our chain 3 here counts as 1 double crochet, and we're going to double crochet in that same stitch as our chain 3. And then chain 1. Then we'll go to our next double crochet and stitch 2 double crochets. 1 and 2 and chain 1. Go to the next double crochet and stitch 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and chain 1. And this is our repeat for row or round 2. 2 double crochets in each of the double crochets and chain 1. And we'll repeat this working all the way around. I stitched 2 double crochets in each of my double crochets around with a chain 1 in between. Here's my last 2 double crochets, chain 1. I'm going to join to the chain 3 and chain 3. And now for round 3, we'll place a double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. Then we'll stitch 2 double crochets in the next stitch. There we go. 1 and 2. And then chain 1. So we took 2 double crochets and now we have 4. Now we'll go to the next set of 2 double crochets and we'll stitch 2 double crochets in each of those 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and chain 1. Then we'll go to the next set of 2 double crochets. 2 double crochets in each of those 2. 1, 2, and 1, and 2. Whoops, got a string there. There we go. And chain 1. And this is how our repeat for row 3 is. We've chained 1, we'll go to our next set of 2 double crochets and stitch 2 double crochets in each of those 2. And chain 1. And we'll repeat this working all the way around till we get back to our chain 3. I have stitched my repeats of 4 double crochets with chain 1s in between. We have 10 sets. There's my chain 1, and I'm going to join to my chain 3 with a slip stitch, and you'll notice I've cut my yarn, and that's because I'm changing colors. Now you don't have to, but one thing to remember, if you're not changing colors, go ahead and chain 3. But I'm changing colors, so I'm going to bring in my violet purple, and then I'm going to chain 3. And this is important because the chain 3 counts as our first stitch on round 3, and you don't want that first stitch to be green or whatever color you're using for color 1. You want it to be your color 2. And now we're going to stitch a double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. Then we'll stitch 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets in that last stitch of those 4. And chain 1. And so what we're doing is we had those 4 double crochets from the previous row, and now we're going to have 6 double crochets. Chain 1. This brings us to our next set of 4 double crochets. So we'll stitch 2 double crochets in the first stitch, 1, 2. We'll stitch 1 double crochet in the next 2, 1, 2, and then 2 double crochets in that last stitch of those 4. So now we have 6 double crochets and chain 1. And so this is our repeat for round 4. 2 double crochets in the first stitch of the next 4 double crochet group or set, 1 double crochet in the next 2, 1, 2, and then 2 double crochets in the last of those 4, and chain 1. And we'll repeat this working all the way around and join back to our chain. I have completed round 4. I have 10 sets of 6 double crochets with chain 1s in between. I'm going to join to my chain 3 with a slip stitch, and I'm not changing color, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 3. I'm going to double crochet in that same stitch as my chain 3, and then we'll stitch 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, oops, 2, 3, and 4. Then we'll stitch 2 double crochets in this last double crochet of that group, and chain 1. So now, instead of having 6 double crochets, we have 8. Now we'll move to our next group. 1 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 and 2. 1 double crochet in the next 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 2 double crochets in that last double crochet of that group or set, and chain 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double crochet with a chain 1 in between. Now we'll move to our next group. 2 double crochets in the first, 1 double crochet in the next 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 double crochets in that last of that group or set, and chain 1. And this is our repeat for round 5. You'll have 8 double crochets with chain 1s in between. 2 double crochets in the first, 1 double crochet in the next 4, and 2 double crochets in the last of each of our groups with those chain 1s in between. I have completed round 5. We have 10 sets of 8 double crochets with our chain 1s in between. I joined to my chain 3, but I didn't chain anything else because I'm going to change colors. So I'll go ahead and cut my violet yarn, and I'm going to bring in this orange, nice and bright. But we're only going to chain 1 because now we're going to begin working on the trim or the border. Alright, so I'm going to chain 1, snug everything down so it stays put. And what we're going to do for round 6 is we're going to single crochet in each of the double crochets and in the chain 1 space. So 1 single crochet in each of the double crochets and then a single crochet in the chain 1 space. And you may notice that your witch's skirt is a little bit ripply or ruffly, and that's okay. That's how a skirt is sometimes. It doesn't have to lay flat. It can have a little bit of ripple or ruffle to it. If you don't like that and you want it to lay flat, you can always go down a hook size to make your stitches just a little bit snugger. And so for round 6, we're stitching 1 single crochet in each of the double crochets and 1 single crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces. And we'll do this all the way around and join back to our first single crochet. I completed round 6, stitching a single crochet in each double crochet and in the chain 1 spaces all the way around. We're going to join to the first single crochet, not the chain 1, and we're going to chain 3. And now on this last row or round, which is number 7, we're going to do just a fun and simple little trim. So our chain 3 counts as a double crochet. We're going to slip stitch in that same stitch. We're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next. And slip stitch in the same stitch as our double crochet. Then we'll skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next. And slip stitch in the same stitch that we just double crocheted. And this just makes just a super fun little edge on our witch's skirt. Skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next. Then slip stitch in that same stitch. Skip the next, double crochet in the next, and slip stitch in that same stitch. Skip the next, double crochet in the next, and slip stitch in that same stitch. All right, so we'll skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, and then slip stitch in the same stitch as our double crochet. And we'll repeat this all the way around our witch's skirt. Just gives her a little edge, a little ruffle on the bottom of her skirt. Isn't that pretty? All right, so we'll just finish all the way around and join back to our first stitch. I have completed round 7 with that fun little trim. I love it. It adds a little extra pop and funness to this washcloth. We're going to join right down here to the bottom where we started. We'll go ahead and cut this. Then we'll go to that next stitch and pull that to the back so the front looks nice and neat. Now I do have a few ends to weave in. I have tidied up the loose ends on the bright colored witch's skirt washcloth or dishcloth. And then here's the other one that we did in these different colors. And I love both of them. I think they're super fun. And I also think that you can make these in different colors. Go ahead and get in your yarn stash, grab whatever cotton yarns you have, put them together, and remember, you don't have to stripe them the way that I did. You can do them all in a solid, do it all in a variegated, or maybe an ombre, and you'll get some really nice, cute dishcloths and washcloths.